Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making. And today is launch day, so as of watching this video, this product will be live on my website. So I will make sure to put the links in the descriptions below. This one might have to wait till a little bit later because I am doing this the day before. But I'll make sure to add them when I can. But if you just go to letsgetlizicle.com, they'll be there on the front page. And for those of you who signed up for my email list, check your inboxes or your junk mails just in case, but I sent you guys a special code for 10% off. So be sure to use that at checkout for 10% off. And if you'd like to get those types of deals in the future, just go on again to my website, letsgetlizicle.com, and sign up for my mailing list, and you will also receive promos and sneak peeks and whatnot from me from time to time. I don't send out emails very often, but I do send them closer to launch dates, and I might start sending them out a little bit more. Maybe just like topics of interest or something, or maybe asking you guys to, contribute to content. So like if you wanted to like vote on a poll of like which one to do, I might start doing that kind of stuff soon. So yeah, just head on over to my website and sign up for my mailing list so that you stay up to date. But anyway, for today's card, of course I had to use some of the Postage collage stamps from Waffle Flower because I feel like every release needs to use this collection. I only have the Postage collage A2 die, and then this is the Postage collage blocks A2 die. So this will cut out the matting layers for the postage, and it will also give it a backdrop if you want, and it will also make a shaker card, which is what we're doing today. This is somewhat similar to the one I did for my mom for Mother's Day, where I'm kind of just like doing the shakers in a few of them. And I decided to kind of do, every other one. So I'm doing, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and just like alternating. And I decided to use all 3 like traditional Halloween colors in green, orange, and purple. And I used a bit more of like brighter colors instead of like the standard darker colors. And these ones are a little bit more, cheerful. And then each orange section, I'm going to stamp images, or an image like this little one here on the bottom. I just stamped one of the pumpkin faces on there. I messed it up the first time, so I just flipped it over and used the other side. I am going to add a bit more shading to it in a bit, just so it coordinates with the other 2 that I do. But the other 2, I'm just going to be stamping like kind of repeat backgrounds on them. So I'm going to be using the pumpkin on this square, and then I'm going to be using the 3/4 skull on the other one. This second pumpkin here, kind of like, I don't know if it shifted when I stamped it down, or if there was just a little bit extra ink on the stamp and it stamped it. So there is a little bit of a mess up in there, but I'm going to show you how I somewhat fix that and make it look more like it belongs. So in a second here, I'm going to grab a ballpoint pen, and I'm going to draw some kind of like sketchy lines on the inside of the pumpkins, just so it makes it look like it was there the whole time almost. This was just my way of not having to flip it over and start over again, and it gives it a little bit more life to the image instead of it being flat. So it's a fun way to, just add a little bit extra to it. You could add stitching lines to them if you wanted to. But I'm keeping these pretty simple. I'm coloring in the background in a darker orange, and they're just going to be like tonal backgrounds. And I'm going to do the same for the next panel, but I'm just going to use a skull image instead. And because the image is so small, you can fit a lot more than the pumpkins on there. Like the pumpkins only fit like 4 plus a little bit of a stem. And then this one, I'm just, shading it like I would color the pumpkins normally, just, flicking up from the top and the bottom to give it a bit of a rounded shape. And then I'm going to use a colorless blender just to help blend it out a bit, because I'm not going to be using another colored marker on here because I'm using the cardstock as the base of the pumpkin. So this is the one where we're going to put the skulls on. And again, because this is like a smaller image, it's just going to be able to put a lot more in there. The second one here, I kind of messed it up a bit. That's okay. I'm going to try to stamp it in here in a second. Sorry, my head's in the way, but it's really hard to line up. I did it a little bit. You can't really tell anyway. But again, I'm just going to color in the background in that same dark orange just to give it a little bit more interest. I was originally going to just stamp patterns and like leave it, but I felt like adding this extra color here really helps. And then I'm just going to add a few dots to all the skulls. And then I did lose some data. My camera program that I use through my computer crashed at some point just after this, so you don't see me putting the actual shaker card together. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this white frame here because I already added the acetate to the black frame I cut out for this. I'm gonna use one of the extra white frames I have to lay out the orange panels onto the green cardstock. And then I'm going to add foam tape to the back of the frame itself, the black. And then I'm adding shaker bits only into the green sections. So I kind of flipped that upside down, threw it in my MISTI, put my shaker bits in each section. And then I peeled off all the tape and then put the green panel on it and then just trimmed around it. I was originally going to do it just so it was green on the inside and on the outside, but I didn't like that there was so much green and wanted to introduce the purple, so that's why we ended up matting the back layer in the purple. But it was a good way for me to not have to have perfect placement. Like when I did set up the frame itself, I did make sure I lined it up in the corner of the green cardstock just so I could line up the orange squares a little bit easier. And then when I put it into my MISTI, I just kind of butted everything up into the corner. I took out the grip mat so that I could do it that way, but it was really helpful for lining things up. And then I'm going to stamp the 3 ghosts from my Happy Haunting set, and I used a little bit of a very light purple. It was one of my Olo markers. I think it's 1.1 if you need the color, but it's just like a super light purple that we used for shading, and it kind of matches the one that I used for the matting layer. And then I'm going to use the coordinating dies to cut these out, and then they're going to go into the green section, so they're going to cover up a bit of the shaker bits, but that's okay because that was the intention and I like the way it turned out. For the shaker bits, I have all of these little containers here that you see at the right of my screen, and those are like little nail confetti bits that like they would use at a nail salon to like decorate your nails before they put like a top coat on or whatever. And I got these off of Amazon. There was like 5 or 6 containers with like a dozen colors each in them. Some of the containers have, you know, the same color in like 2 or 3 of the containers. So I used this one that kind of had the same purple and green color, and it had like a couple of like bright orange ones in there, so that was perfect. I just scooped them all out into the different sections and then used them that way. So these were, I think, $20 or $25, but I get quite a few shaker cards out of them. So it's definitely worth it, especially because it comes in so many colors, and there's one tray that was just neon colors, and I am saving those. I'm not sure for what yet, but we are saving them. I will use them one day, but not right yet. For the ghost in the top left corner and the bottom middle, I am cutting out like a good portion of them because I wanted them to fit into squares. For the one on the right, he fit perfectly in that section, and that's my favorite little sassy ghost, so he gets full view. And then for the sentiment, we're just going to use this Happy Halloween, and I'm going to heat emboss it in white on black and then cut it in 2 layers, and then I will place it on the card. But you know, that's pretty much our card for today, guys. So that's the end of the launch, which is super exciting. This will be my last launch again for physical items for a while. I will come out with some digital ones soon. Maybe even some prints that coordinate with this collection would be fun. I've been kind of toying around with that idea, so stay tuned for that. Also, I just got in my Spellbinders 13 Days of Craftoween kit. So I will be doing a video on Friday. I think I'm going to do it in multiple videos. I did do a poll over on YouTube, but it was kind of 50-50, where people wanted me to reveal them all at once, or they wanted me to reveal it a little like day by day kind of thing. Originally I was going to do it like a day by day, do some videos and some on Instagram, but I think I'm going to do it into 4 videos. Starting this Friday, I'll do the first 4 days. I'll upload a video next Wednesday, probably, with the next set of days, and then another one on, or maybe I'll do Tuesday and Friday. We'll see next week, or Wednesday and Friday. We'll see again. And then I'll do another one on the 31st for Get Creeping, as well as the rest of the days. So I think that's like a good happy middle. People are already started. Like I kind of like sneak peeked some videos this afternoon with day 1, so super excited. I have a great idea for that card, so I will probably do that on Friday. I might do 1 or 2 cards in the video, we'll see. Again, we're gonna see a lot of things in the next couple of weeks, as well as our holiday card hijinks on the 25th, which is Monday. So we have a Christmas card coming up, lots of Halloween cards, and I'm super excited for this surprise box and this launch and all of the things, and we're gonna mix and match, and it's gonna be fun. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Head on over to my website if you'd like to place an order, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. And until next time, thanks guys, bye.